Hey guys, what's going on? It's Cooper here today, and today we're back for a brand new Overwatch video. Today we're going to be covering the changes for Season 2 of Competitive. There are quite a few changes, so let's get right into them. The first and probably most notable change is going to be to the skill rating system, or the skill system. They're actually adding skill tiers now. This is mainly because people were complaining about gaining and dropping constantly, and they like to stay at a solid point. Honestly, I do not like this. I liked the other system a little bit better because I liked that number, that skill number. I wish they would have made the numbers a little bit different because I was at 65 when the competitive season ended, and they said that 60 was top 6%, which this is not what Master Overwatch and some other Overwatch sites say, but that doesn't really represent my skill that much. If I'm top 10% of the whole Overwatch community in skill, 65 really doesn't represent that great. So I wish they would have tweaked that a little bit to make it like show a 90 or an 85 or something like that for me instead. But they switched to this whole new tier system, which was actually in the beta. But people were complaining about dropping and not staying at a constant place for a long period of time. So that's why they added this system. They added 7 tiers: Bronze, Silver, Gold, Platinum, Diamond, Master, and Grandmaster, and then they're still going to have the top 500 system, but they've also made a few changes to that as well. So this is pretty good, I guess. Like I said, I think I'll like the other system a little bit better because I like to see that raw number of skill. But the tiers aren't that bad. You cannot fall out of a tier, which is good. So you aren't going to be dropping constantly or going up constantly. You'll stay at more of a solid tier. So they've also added a thing called skill decay in the Diamond, Master, and Grandmaster tiers. If you haven't competed in 7 days, you will start to lose 50 skill rating a day. However, the rating will not drop under 3,000 or Diamond tier. So I haven't got to the whole changing in the numbers, but you will use, so 50 skill rating really isn't that much in the new system. But that's a good thing, I think, because I don't think you need a lot of players in the upper tiers that do not play often. If you haven't played in 7 days, I feel like that's a pretty good indication that like you're just trying to stay at your rank or whatever. Maybe you're on vacation, and if you're on vacation, I feel really sorry for you if you're not able to play, but that kind of sucks. But other than that, I think the skill decay is a good thing, and you won't be able to drop out of Diamond tier, so that's not too big of a deal. Also, one match will reset the skill decay. So if you play one match during those 7 days or after those 7 days, the thing will completely be reset and you'll be fine for another 7 days. It also, if you haven't played in 7 days, you will immediately drop out of the top 500, which I think this is a great thing because if you're top 500, I think you should, or if you get the stuff for being top 500, I think you should be a very dedicated player, and you will now have to at least win 50 competitive games to be placed in the top 500. So this is to prevent people from getting like really lucky in their placement matches and maybe in matches right after that and getting to top 500 in like 15 or 20 wins and then them just staying there or them not playing anymore and they still get top 500. So now you have to have at least won 50 competitive games, which I think is really good. They also changed the skill rating to 1 to 5,000. So that's why I said 50 skill rating is really not that much. They did this so players would go up by whole numbers. So used to, if you went up, you would go up by what I called ticks or fractions of a skill rating. So I'd be like, oh yeah, I went up 2 ticks that game. But since players didn't really like that, they're making it a 1 to 5,000 system, and now you're going to go up by whole numbers. So now instead of saying, hey, I went up 2 ticks, you'll say, hey, I went up 2 skill rating or something like that. So there's no more fractions you'll have to deal with. They're also replacing sudden death with the time bank system. This is absolutely great. Sudden death was not good. It caused players to feel like they were losing because of a coin flip, which is not good. You do not want your community or player base thinking that. So it's really good that they made the change to go to the time bank system. With the time bank system coming into play, it's now possible to get draws as well. So because of that, they've made changes to the competitive points. So I'll go through those right now. Existing competitive points saved from Season 1 will be multiplied by 10. After winning a competitive match, players will now receive 10 competitive points instead of 1. Players will now receive 3 competitive points for a draw. The cost of golden weapons has also been multiplied from 10 or by 10, so it'll be the golden guns used to cost 300, now they'll cost 3,000. Also, a soft cap is being placed on the number of competitive points that can be saved. Players with more than 6,000 points at the start of Season 2 will no longer acquire points by playing competitive matches. End-of-season rewards will still be granted to the players at the soft cap, though. So basically what that last part means is if you get to 6,000 competitive points, if you get a win, you're not going to be getting any more competitive points, but they will still give you competitive points for your end-of-season rewards, which I think that's a good thing. Again, kind of like the summer cases, they don't want everyone to have everything, so they don't want people just hoarding up competitive points and being able to buy a bunch of gold weapons and everyone being able to have a bunch of golden weapons. So again, I think this is pretty good. Also, I mean, multiplying everything by 10, that's okay with me. I mean, they needed to add some sort of a reward for a draw, and I think that is good instead of just getting nothing. And our final noteworthy change is the semi-controversial is the new grouping restrictions. So now if you're diamond tier or below, you can only play with people within 1,000 skill rating of you. That's equal to about 20 skill rating in the old system. So I honestly see that as fair. That's not a big deal. But however, this part is a big deal. If you're in Master or Grandmaster, you can only play with people within 500 skill rating or 10 skill rating in the old system. So that's where I kind of think this goes a little bit too overboard. I think it should probably be 20 skill rating throughout, or maybe 15 skill rating throughout. And if you're wondering why they did this to prevent smurfing or people like throwing. So used to, people would make other accounts and like do really bad and get it to like a skill rating of 30. And then they would have that account, or they'd have their friend play on that account, and then they would play on their level 70 skill rating account, and then it'd equal out and they could play people at like 40 or 50 skill rating. So then the 70 skill rating guy could just pwn people, and the 30 skill rating guy was probably someone of better skill, so he was pwning people as well. So that made it really unfair, and that was not good at all. So they're making this change. But 10 skill rating is really, really low. Like, it should be at least 15, because there's actually already stories out of people in the PTR, which is the public test realm that's only accessible on the PC, and they basically put their updates on there before they put them on the live game. But they're basically saying in this new system that they completed, a full team competed in all 10 games together. And by the end of the 10 games, the healer was at the low end of the skill rating, and they were actually out of the 10 skill rating kind of measurement, so they couldn't play with their team. So that's a really big deal, because supports have been kind of getting the short end on the skill rating, which that's actually going to be changing apparently. I can cover that and some more hero changes in another video if you guys would like to see that, but if that is, that's for another video. But anyway, that's where I see the problem, because you possibly could not play with your healer, so that could be a big deal. But other than that, I think all the changes are good for the most part. I'm really happy about them getting rid of sudden death. That's a really good thing, and the skill decay is also a good thing. Anyway guys, make sure to like the video if you enjoyed. Also subscribe if you want to keep up to date with all my Overwatch videos and my competitive Season 2 videos and just Overwatch news videos. But anyway guys, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.